top 5 consuming countries of alcohol, actually, number 5 is Nigeria.
And you were talking about our drinking culture, huh?
The women consume as much alcohol as the men. I have never seen a woman drunk, like on the road, on the wayside, something like that. No. Would you, if you want to select a wife that you are going to get married to anytime soon in the future, do you think her level of alcohol consumption is going to matter to you? Hello guys, and how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is RAPHAEL here, and welcome to a special and wonderful edition of the program which we call Cultural Interaction. And I'm here today with my man and my very good friend called Kacper.
How you doing? I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really excited to talk about a few things and about Polish culture.
As I was looking at the internet, and then like part of my studies when it comes to the Polish culture, I saw some stereotypes online, and it's not as if that these stereotypes are not actually what they are. What happens is I saw a particular stereotype, and then that stereotype was that the Polish people abuse alcohol a lot. Yes, and like from what I've seen, I can't actually completely say whether it is true or false. Therefore, I have today with me Kacper, who is going to examine this issue with me. Yes, he's going to break it down. We're going to look at this Polish stereotype. We're going to look at alcohol general as it is in Poland. We're going to look at some amazing statistics that is going to actually blow your mind. In fact, like Nigerians, get ready for this, because I have a statistics about the Nigerian community that is going to blow your mind. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to examine so many other things. We're going to look at the exposure to alcohol in Poland. We're going to look at the effects. We're going to look at how it affects life in general. So this and more we have today in this loaded edition of the program. So stay tuned, guys. So we're not actually talking about alcohol in any negative light at all, because actually alcohol from the ancient time has always been used as a form of medication. You understand? So it's not like we are discussing this issue because it's actually something negative. No. You understand? So, like, of course, people, too much of everything is very bad. You understand?
Yeah,
so,
yes.
But normally, alcohol has always been used for medications. And then, like, alcohol also has some benefits, which can be that, alcohol contains vitamins, some like sugar, iron, minerals, and even help in regulating, the digestive system. So alcohol is pretty good. But then what we are looking at is the abuse of these alcohol and how it is affecting the Polish society at large.
And we're going to have some fun with it too.
So, Kacper, how do you feel about the conversation we are going to have today? How are you feeling about it? How enthusiastic are you about it? And then, how much do you think you're going to contribute to this program today?
Well, I'm happy to talk about it. I really am. I think it's an interesting subject that a lot of people would like to know about. So I'm really expecting good stuff out of this.
You're on the groove, right?
Yeah,
you look like you're high now. Tell me you haven't had a bottle of alcohol today. I don't know if Kacper has had a bottle of alcohol today.
No. It's a little bit too early for alcohol for me.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay. That's nice. So I'm going to be asking Kacper a series of questions, you understand, and then he's going to be giving answers to them. And we are just going to be having some amazing conversations when it comes to the alcohol consumption in Poland, and in general. So Kacper, the first question I want to ask you today is, what is the Polish traditional alcohol? Like, what is the traditional alcohol? Because in Nigeria, we have, because Nigeria is a very vast country which contains different cultures. In my tribe, which is like the Igbos, you understand? Yeah, our traditional drink is the alcohol is called palm wine, or maybe unkung or whatever. Like, you guys know about it more. So it's called palm wine. So this is the traditional alcohol, the one that we get locally, that is not also. So what is the Polish traditional alcohol? That one that is local to Poland and that is owned by Poland. Poland can say we did this. Lots of times you hear the vodka, and what comes behind your mind is like Russia. So I'm like actually surprised that you're saying something like this. Really?
There's evidence that Polish merchants would sell vodka in large quantities for other goods, like in exchange. And there's a lot of evidence that show that we have traded vodka in large quantities to Russians, to a lot of other countries. And that's why we think that it originates from Poland.
Oh, okay.
And also, Poland at that time was under Russian rule. So maybe that's also one of the few factors that go into that. Is that Poland was occupied by the Russians at that point in time.
Okay, so what I can understand from this conversation is actually that, like, because Poland was under Russia as at the time, and it was occupied by Russia, so vodka was seen as a Russian thing, but although it started from the soil of Poland, but because Poland was under the occupation of Russia, it now looks like it was a Russian thing, but it's actually a Polish thing.
I think there's a little bit of like just pop culture ignorance from other like
yeah, I see. I think
like Poland is a part of Russia, right? Like people don't know. They're just not educated in that subject, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, right? It's just an alcohol. Like it's not that big of a deal. A lot of people.
I think that as it is said, like the traditional Polish alcohol is vodka, so you can get that right. They for those who think that vodka is more traditional to Russian, and if you think that vodka, if you're a Russian watching this now, you think that vodka is traditional to you guys, so you can also put in the comment section why you think so and back it up with your own history. According to Kacper, he says it is from Poland.
I mean,
vodka
it's
is
not me
traditional
who
to
says
Poland.
that. It's a guy named Karol Karasiewicz. He works in the Polish vodka museum, which is next to us. Like, it's not far from us. It's a really nice museum.
Really?
About vodka.
So let's just imagine this, that Poland loves vodka so much that they actually built a whole museum of
and it's
dedicated
not a small
to
one.
vodka. Like, this is crazy.
And it's not small. That's the worst
Seriously?
part. It's not small. It's pretty big.
You guys built a whole museum dedicated to vodka.
I mean, yes, but they make a lot of like cultural like stuff in it. There's a lot of like different events in it.
Wow.
Because
I think we have to visit. I think we have to visit that.
It's that big, yeah.
To know more about the history of vodka and every other thing. But of course, I think that is something we are going to see in the future. And then consulting study.pl, the website study.poland.pl, it says that alcohol abuse began in the 16th century with the appearance of vodka. So the stereotype when it comes to alcohol abusing in Poland, started from the 16th century when we actually had the appearance of vodka. So that was where it started. And Poland is the third largest producer of beer after Germany and Britain. Poland is the third largest.
Yeah.
So, okay, now the next question will be, at what age are you introduced to beer or to drinking in Poland? Like, as a general fact, at what age are you introduced to drinking?
I think most people get introduced at a really young age in Poland. At a really young age. Like 13, something like that.
Really?
From like 12 to like max 15, something like that, is when you get your first, like, let's say beer or something with your friends.
Oh my god. But traditionally, what is the traditional age? What is the so-called legal age?
The legal age is 18.
Alcohol.
Legal age is 18.
The legal age is 18, but then you get introduced to it at the age of 12 or 13.
63.5% of Polish teens drink from ages 15 to 19.
63.
63, yeah.
Oh my god, guys, that is like an absolutely astronomical
Like at
figures.
16, you can like most 16-year-olds are drinkers, right? Regular.
Like regular drinkers,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just
like on the
listen.
weekends with friends and all that stuff. They're regular to that. Right?
I see. That is amazing. Actually, I have never seen a country that beautifies alcohol like the way you guys do. Like when I go to the shops to purchase things like at the shops, you see drinks in the skull of humans. Like you see drinks like in the form of put in the barrel of a gun, like all shapes, all sides. Like these are so like it's just so crazy to the extent that you guys have a museum for vodka. Like this shows how much you guys value alcohol in this country.
I think that it's not maybe beautified, but it's a really big part of our culture. Like the drinking culture. Like in Poland, drinking is something that you do every day. Drinking was normal. There wasn't nothing bad. It was the usual. So it's just really ingrained into our culture.
Okay, so being in the where you go to buy drinks, where you go to buy alcohol, most of the alcohol shops in Poland, I see lots of whiskey, like even less vodka, and then lots and lots of whiskey, at the Polish shop. So where is whiskey coming from? Is whiskey like traditional to which country?
I mean, whiskey is for sure not traditional from Poland, but
But you guys consume a lot of whiskey.
I think is the more wealthier parts of society that drink whiskey a lot.
Oh,
It's not in a everyday party that you go to or something like that in Poland. The more wealthier guys drink whiskey. Like that's what I saw from my personal experience.
from especially from that, like the whiskey is like for the rich and the.
I mean, maybe not for the rich, but for those that could afford to go for a night out and drink whiskey,
Because I see that whiskey is super costly. Yeah. You can see like a bottle of whiskey, it can cost you, very high. Why a bottle of vodka can cost you next to nothing? Like for the same size, for the same quantity, and even with more, alcohol and what levels, like whiskey always costs, more than the average vodka, and that is quite a while.
Yeah, and I think that unfortunately, younger people don't enjoy that much whiskey. I think they're because of the cost too. They just want to take a straight vodka and just fucking go out and drink and get shit faced.
Okay.
As shit faced as less of money that they can put into it.
Okay, so it's about the finances also.
Yeah,
drinking
mostly.
in Poland has to do.
Yeah, because like when you're a teenager or you're rich from your parents, so you can buy this kind of shit, or you're mid class and you're want to get shit faced, so you're taking like a vodka straight with some cola or something like that, or you go buy beer. Beer is a big thing for teenagers. For after school, you go for a beer with your friends. That's the usual stuff. I've been invited so many times to go out to take a beer after school.
Oh,
like yeah, or even during school. Once I had it.
Really?
It was like, okay, are we going on this subject? Nah, we're going out. We're going out for take a beer. And they come back to school. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, we are talking about the drinking culture in Poland, and then about the stereotype of Poles being one of the people that actually abuse alcohol. But there is an amazing statistics that actually, when you look at the top 5 consuming countries of alcohol, you do not find Poland there. Like the top 5 consuming countries of alcohol actually. Now let me shock you. Now that's why I said
Okay.
Nigerians.
Let me shock. Come on, shock me. Come
Okay,
on, do it.
Okay. So number 1 is Moldova. When it comes to the alcohol consuming countries, number 1 is Moldova. Number 2 is Lithuania. Number 3 is the Czech Republic. Number 4 is Germany.
Germany.
And number 5 is Nigeria.
And you weren't talking about our drinking culture, huh? You shouldn't be talking about yours, man.
Yes, like at this point, as after seeing these statistics, I'm like, what? Like, I'm here to talk about Poland and the drinking culture and everything and the love for the alcohol and all those stuff.
Yeah.
But then I'm seeing Nigeria at number 5 when it comes to the consuming countries. When it comes to the alcohol consumption, Nigeria consumes 13.4 liters of alcohol per year per capita.
Yeah, that's
Like
a lot.
it is
That's a
crazy.
lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah,
And Nigeria stands at number 5. But then Poland stands anywhere between 14 and 16.
Really?
Based on
Really?
so that means the
So
alcohol
what are we
consumption
doing?
is actually very, very low. What is it with the stereotype of you guys? Like they say, like you guys consume the alcohol. What is it with that? Like is that because of what we see? People over drinking the alcohol, even if it is consumed at a very low rate, people over drinking it or what. But because in Nigeria, like this stereotype is not actually there in Nigeria. Even if we consume more alcohol than you guys.
Well, I don't know. I'm shocked that we're like around 14. Damn.
It's really shocking for me that Poland is around 14 to 14 to 16, depending on the site. So like generally, how has the consumption of alcohol affected the Polish families? Like how has it affected the Polish society? How has alcohol consumption affected family, your work, interpersonal relationship?
I mean, I think usually it affects it in a bad way, because as families, I mean, I'm saying about like the majority. Unfortunately, alcohol is kind of destructive in families and in personal relationships too, especially if somebody abuses it. There's a lot of alcoholics in this country, also because of that consumption, the high consumption, and they start from sometimes a young age. So I know some teens that cannot fucking go out without a drink in a week, right? They have to drink something, or they're cannot work throughout the week because they had to go out that night, and take a drink. Yeah.
So like when it comes to, is it that alcohol here is used to like boost, like it doesn't have anything to do with the confidence level of people? Do people take it like to boost the confidence level? Is it like for relaxing after a hard day's work, or is it like to boost your confidence, or like to boost like what is it? Really, mostly you guys.
It's cheap high.
It's cheap high.
Yeah.
Ah.
Like you can go out for a drink. You can buy a vodka for like 30 zloty max, right? And then you go and you're drunk and you're having fun and you don't think about anything because you're shit faced, And it's not that expensive, especially after you hit 18, right?
Yeah.
It's legal. You can do it, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything anymore. Like as a teenager, you have to watch out for the police and all that stuff. So there's also that. But some teams don't give a fuck.
Don't give a
oh
shit
my
about
god, I don't know how they do that.
I
don't know how they do that. But mostly it's it's a legal cheap high.
And this is like vice versa when it comes to both the male and the female. And let me give you statistics about the male and the female consumption of alcohol in Poland. Now, when they were asking women and men in Poland about alcohol consumption, now they said if you've never consumed alcohol before, indicate. And 25% of women said they have never consumed alcohol, while 14% of men said they have never consumed alcohol. So we have more women not consuming alcohol ever than men. Now, on the other hand, they said those who consume alcohol at least once in a month or less. So like 35% of women said they have consumed alcohol. They consume alcohol once in a month, while 22% of men say they actually consume alcohol once in a month or less. So looking at the statistics for several times a week, 14% of women consume alcohol several times a week, as against 26% of men. Now, let's go to several times a day. 22% of women consume alcohol several times a day, as against 23% of women. Now, that is not it. When you sum up these statistics, you find out that 71% of women consume alcohol, as against 71% of men.
Yeah.
Like it's like on an equal base, something
Yes,
like that.
it
So
is.
like the women consume as much alcohol as the men when it comes to statistically speaking. You understand? So my question would be that how does this affect relationships? When it comes to a man wanting to go and date like a woman or something like that, when you are looking for a wife or you're looking for a partner, do you actually consider alcohol consumption as something, you know, that is in that bracket? And where do the average Polish person like see alcohol consumption in their partner, as you know, in like before they move into a relationship with
I
this
mean,
person?
I think it's just for fun. In my age, and my friend groups, it's more like when you have a girlfriend, you go out with parties with her, right?
Yeah.
You go out partying to clubs and have some fun with friends, but it's always for fun. In my generation, of course.
Like generally, you guys, like, of course, you're in your generation, yes, you will talk about it. But then when you look at on a general perspective, you guys, even if it's somebody you want to spend, you know, some time with, like in your life, like you really don't consider how this person consumes alcohol. Like, do you not really consider that? Okay, but let's take that to you personally.
Yes.
Would you, if you want to select a wife that you are going to get married to anytime soon in the future, do you think her level of alcohol consumption is going to matter to you?
For me personally, yes, because I'm not that big of a fan of alcohol. I like it, sure, but I'm really not an abuser of it. I use it very scarcely. So for me, it would mind, because I think that being drunk, like abusing alcohol, is really, really bad for you. Like,
Okay.
it gets your brain to different kind of state. I don't like it. I just don't like it that much. So for me, it would matter. That's for sure. But for the rest of from the rest of the people, I think that they wouldn't mind it.
They wouldn't mind it, right?
They wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
Like, even if a woman would like drink a lot and the guy would also drink a lot and they're like, you know, party people, of course, then it's even better for them, right? If the girl drinks a lot. But I think that usually people don't look at it that much.
Yeah.
Also depends on the like what kind of circles are you in, right?
Yeah, circles you're in, right? Yeah,
Friend-
because
friend
I have
groups different.
seen some women, Polish women, who really drink, or love drinking, like, my God, consume lots of alcohol. And I think it's not actually something that is like, you know, stereotypical for the women, because it's not something that is like used as a label if you consume like a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
So but then where the statistics then tilts over, it's in the consumption per year. Now there's the statistics of the WHO, the World Health Organization, actually keeps men, that says that men can consume in Poland an upwards of 19.8 liters of alcohol per year, like per capita per year, and then while women consume only about 5.8 liters. So what that means is that women drink, but they do not drink a lot.
Yes.
So because since I came to Poland, like looking at those who I've seen on the road, who get drunk on the road, like maybe you come into a metro station and you see someone getting super drunk, you know, and you know, something like that, like inside the metro station, maybe someone falling on the street, you know, I've never seen a woman drunk, like on the road, on the wayside, something like that. No, I've only been seeing that with the men. So these statistics actually prove it, that men consume, although they consume in the same percentage of men drink as women, but then women consume lesser.
Personally, I think that's a matter of the way they drink alcohol. Like, men usually get drunk to go on a party, right? Just to have fun, to like get shit-faced and like, you know, have fun with friends, do some dumb shit, you know. And women, mostly, I'm not saying that everybody, of course, mostly, especially when there's like mothers, right? Like, after a long day, they take a little wine or one beer or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, after a hard day, you have everything done, you know, just sit down with a wine, watch a movie. And I did that too also a few times with, let's say, my girlfriend, right? In a relationship. You also do that. It's because it's fun. It's nice to take a little glass of wine, eat something nice and watch a movie. So I think it's also depends on how they're using it. Because like alcohol, you know, with the guys, you're getting out to party, you know, you're going out, you're going clubbing. Let's go get drunk, you know. Let's go get shots. Let's go get a drink. Let's go finish that bottle, you know. And so I think it's just the way that they drink alcohol.
Okay. That's nice. So let's get personal a little bit.
Okay.
Let me get personal with you a little bit. So
I'm ready.
now, this is going to sting a little bit. But then the question here is like, when did you get your first alcohol? At what age, and how were you able to assess this first alcohol from your own standpoint?
Well, I was 12. My first beer was when I was 12.
Oh my God, it was 12 years old.
Yeah, it was 12 years old. So basically, what I did is that I stole a beer from my grandma when she was sleeping.
Oh.
And everybody was sleeping at the house, and I was up watching cartoons. And I took a beer. It was Reds. I don't know if you know that. It's a fruity beer. So I took that and I drank it, and that's basically it. Yeah, but I remember one time, like when I was 13 or something like that, I was at the seaside, and I took a beer from my grandpa this time, and I went out with my friends. And I went out with my friends, and we were meant. I was like, I had one beer, just one can, just right? And I was like, guys, do you want to drink some beer? You know, it was so, I was like feeling so good there. I was like, you know, I got some beer, man. Let's go drink some. And then we were hiding like idiots in the forest to drink that one beer, you know, in the middle of nowhere. We went out to the forest to drink it because we were scared that we're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
But then I got in trouble for that beer. I remember
Really?
my grandpa noticed. Yeah, because he sees his beers, you know. He's like, "There's one beer that's not, you know, I haven't drank that beer. Where is it? You know." So he noticed, unfortunately.
Yeah. So another thing there is, what is the consequences for a young a teenager who is caught drinking alcohol? What is the consequences like when it comes to legally you're caught drinking alcohol under the age of 18?
I think the biggest consequence goes on the parent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the parents take the fall if you...
They don't take the fall, but they get a lot of trouble for it.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, you can have something called curator.
Yeah.
Is like a kind of officer that comes to your house and checks on you monthly, you know, to check up on you if you're still drinking or not. But that depends on the situation, right? They come to your house, they look around what's going on and all that stuff. I had that once. I had that once, but not for drinking, but for smoking cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
Just for smoking cigarettes.
Oh, wow. So like, is this on the same pedestal, drinking and smoking?
I mean, I was smoking e-cigarettes, and they called me a few times, and they sent an officer to my house. I mean, it's some kind of agent, you know?
Yeah.
He comes to check up on the family, how it looks, if it's like a bad situation, or is this a good household, you know? Okay. So she came to us, and it was all fine. I didn't have her monthly. She said that there's nothing going on here, you know, it's just a kid, you know, smoking e-cig outside. So, yeah, they check up on the family. And if the situation is bad, they come in monthly. They do, like, if the child is, like, addicted to some kind of drugs, they do, like, tests and all that stuff. So
if you walk into a store, if you walk into a store and maybe you are, like, 16, 17, you understand, you are not probably 18, and then you go to request for an alcohol, a bottle of alcohol, and then maybe this person sells this alcohol to you without knowing that.
Oh no, they know.
Like
they know. They just want to get money out of you, you know.
Yeah.
Like smaller shops, like they thrive on it, you know.
They can just sell it to you like that. Like
they cannot, but they do it.
Yeah, they do it, right?
Yeah, and in the law you cannot do that. That's really
now that is where it gets more dicey now.
Yeah.
If you were caught with that like outside, you are not asked like where you bought it from or something like that, or the shop that sold it to you. It just goes back to your parents back at home.
I mean, they do it on the shop too. They ask where did you buy it from, what kind of shop, and usually the shopkeeper gets into trouble. It's legal problems.
Will it cost like a prison term or a fine or something like that?
More of a fine. I think it's
more of a fine.
I think it's a fine. Yeah. I think it's like a really big fine.
A really big fine, right?
Yeah.
The same thing like when you have like a drunk driver. So what is like the consequences of drinking and driving like in Poland? What if you are caught by the police drinking? Like what is the?
They can take your driver's license for life.
For life?
Yeah, if you do something bad while being drinking and driving, yeah, you can get your driver's license suspended for a few years or for life. You cannot ever do a driver's license.
Okay. That's the and then finally, while we are rounding up this conversation, so the Krakow Post actually said that while Europe has seen a decline, in the purchase of alcohol, Poland on its own has seen a 30% increase in the sales of alcohol, like 30% increase. Other places in other countries are declining their sales, but then Poland is somehow on that
getting
high.
higher.
So the question would be like how do the average Polish person take the stereotype that you guys are alcohol abusers and how do those in your age group see stuff?
Younger
like this?
people assume it. They like it.
They like it.
They like it. Yeah, they're like, fuck yeah.
They don't care about it. They don't even care about it.
Yeah, they own it. They're like, that's us.
That's us.
Yeah, we do that. But like, I don't know how to say it for the other generations, of course. But the younger generation doesn't give a fuck. It's like,
they don't give a
they take it as a joke now more. Then they get mad about it or something like that. If you drink with a Pole, you can have some fun. You have to propose a drink, You're going out drinking with me, and he's gonna be like,
yes. that is the absolute catch for a Polish young teen.
This is how this is how friendships are made, Sometimes in Poland, like really often. Like usually when you go to a school or something, you find a new friend group, right? And you go out drinking, You spend time with friends. Sure, alcohol has a lot of like drawbacks, but friendships are made upon like drinking together and doing dumb shit.
My first roommate actually in Poland. I can remember that I got close to him first only after we went to a cafe and had a bottle of beer. Now after we had that bottle of beer together, like. We became so close. Yeah. I'm like, what did this beer do? What did this beer do to our friendship? Like, I think it just transformed
that's the whole thing
everything
about it.
and So I think it was a nice conversation today. So and thank you so much, Kacper, for coming on to talk about the alcohol consumption in Poland, and then to talk about the stereotypes. Of course, you can see that the people of this generation do not actually care about it anymore. Nobody gives a damn about any stereotype. You can say whatever you want to say about the Polish people. They would not stop drinking their alcohol. They are going to be consuming their alcohol in large quantity.
As we see, it rises.
So guys, thank you so much for watching this episode, and from me and Kacper, it's
been a pleasure. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really did.
So thank you guys. So we are going to see in our next video, we're going to be talking about so many other things. This is just the start of so many amazing discussions. Okay, so I will also want you to put in the comment section any other discussion you want us to have about, any other thing you feel like we should talk about. Just put it down in the comment section. Just say how you feel about this. Like it and share it to also help us and to improve the algorithm for us. And we're going to see you in our next video. You have a blast, and I love you all. Bye bye.
Bye bye.